Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting episode. What if I told you that you could talk to the Indian trade market just like you talk to ChatGPT or Claude, or for that matter, any LLM? Well, that is the topic for today's video. Today, we are turning Dhan's trading APIs into an MCP server so that your AI can read prices, place trades, and even just think like a trader. Well, this is not just going to be some theory. We are actually going to build it. So with this said, with this context set, let's actually start building it. All right, so I'm on my machine now, and this is the official documentation of Dhan HQ APIs. This is the second version of this API set, and the very first page is about authentication. Now, there are two ways that Dhan recommends that we can access its APIs programmatically. The first one is using access token, and the second one is the API key and secret. Now, we are going to use this. Okay. So in order to generate or use this, I need to log into my web dhan.co, go to this, create an API key or toggle API key, and then mention a redirect URL and a postback URL and an app name, an optional postback URL. Okay. All right. And then once I do that, I'll get my API key, I'll get my API secret, and I also need my client ID over here. Cool. Let's say we get all these three things. Then the response of this flow will have a consent app ID. This will be required for the next step of the browser-based flow. Okay. So we need this client ID, the API key, and the API secret to generate the consent app ID. Now, what is consent app ID? Consent app ID is a temporary session ID, and we use it for our step 2. Now let's see what is step 2. So we send the consent app ID and then pass it into this requested URL, into this URL over here. So this is another endpoint, and we need to pass in our consent app ID over here. Okay. The response will give us a token ID. Okay. Now we need to send this token ID in this endpoint along with our API key and API secret to get my access token. And then every new request that we make after this point has to contain this access token for us to be validated at the Dhan HQ API server. Cool. So first of all, I'll quickly revise this or I'll quickly recall the entire flow. So first of all, we need an API key, API secret, and our client ID. Using those things, we'll get a consent app ID. This consent app ID will be sending it on a URL to get a token ID. From that token ID, from that token ID, we'll be exchanging it against a access token. And then this is the access token that is going to identify us or authenticate us every time we make a new request. Cool. So first of all, we need a new API key and API secret. So for that, we go to this Dhan profile, and over here I come to, okay, so this is already my profile page, and if you see, this is my client ID. So I'm going to make a note of it. After that, I come to this access Dhan HQ APIs, and over here, I toggle this switch called access token or API key. So I want API key, I'm going to toggle this. I'm going to revoke this existing one. And I'm going to create a new API key and API secret for an app that is called Dhan MCP server. The redirect URL, let it be HTTPS localhost, let it be 3000, and then let's just call it redirect auth maybe. Okay. I'm going to hit generate API key, and I get my API key and API secret. Cool. So I'm sorted on this part. Now I'm going to give this documentation to my VS Code, and it shall be able to generate an MCP server, at least for the login part. This is some kind of vibe coding that we are going to do. But there's a little twist over here. I'm going to copy this part all from here, or maybe let me just open notebook LM. Let me create a new notebook. Okay, search the web for new resources. I'm going to copy this documentation link give it here, and then just say go. Now, in some time, it is researching this website, and then it will give me what this entire document actually mean. It will give me a kind of summary for that, and then I can start querying it. So from this entire summary, okay, so I've got this, and now let's hit import. All right, so my notebook is kind of getting ready. Yeah. So now I'm going to ask it, how can we authenticate Dhan HQ using API key and secret? Tell me the exact details along with request and response structure. Yeah, let's do this much. So now it will extract only the required item that I want out of it. Cool. Now this is what I actually want. Now I'm going to copy all of it. I'm going to open my VS Code now. Okay, let me open a new folder and let me go to my drive, documents. Let me create a new folder called Dhan MCP server, and let me hit create, and let's open it. Now, I'm going to tell my Copilot to use that information that we just generated from Notebook LM and create an MCP server whose authentication can be done this way. Pretty straightforward. But I'm going to use React, TypeScript, and Node.js. So, create an MCP server for Dhan APIs. Use Node, TypeScript, JavaScript. Maybe let's just call it to React as the tech stack. We will build it gradually, step by step. We'll build it gradually, but first let's just add the authentication to authenticate this authenticator user. The entire auth, how the auth is established, how the authentication has to be done is mentioned below. Also, let's say that this authentication process will require some human intervention. The MCP server. Okay, so now there is this very interesting package called inspector, MCP inspector. So I'm going to say use MCP inspector so that we can debug our MCP server. Cool. I think this should be enough. This should give us the basic building block, and we shall be able to get started after that. So let's hit enter now and let's see what happens. So I've given it everything. I think it should work. So it might take a little while. So let it do its job. So let me go full screen on this. I'm going to hit allow. Let's just hit keep. And it has added my package JSON. And I should see the model context protocol. Yeah, that is there. Inspector node is there. Inspector is there. Cool. Now, what is there in my environment.example? Okay, Dhan client ID, API key, and API secret. Redirect URL, MCP server. Package JSON is there. Read me. Okay. TS config. So I'm just going to hit allow and keep for everything. Now I should see an index.json, some index.ts file. Let's see. So it has given me some errors. Okay, so the index file is now created. Okay, the start authentication. I think it has done it well. What I don't see is the URL. Here is the endpoint. Let me hit allow first of all. Let's not break the flow that it is writing. Now these are my data types. It's okay. Okay, authentication. Okay, yeah. So this is the base URL that it has set up. There should be a place where the headers are set. So we'll ask it to write a instructions file or an explanation kind of thing so that we can understand it later. The model wants to edit sensitive files. We want to allow this. Let's say allow. And in my environment file, it should keep. We'll enter this. Now let's create a quick start guide. Yeah, this is what I wanted actually, because this is going to help us. See, let's say you have created this MCP server and now you want to distribute it. You will definitely need a quick start guide of things so that people can follow it and build on the top of that, on the top of your MCP server. So quick start markdown file, Dhan client ID API, secret API key, redirect URL, log into this, redirect to this, optionally, and post back URL. Cool. So I think it is kind of done it. There is a visual architecture diagram that it is drawing for me. Nice. Project overview. So over here, meanwhile it is doing its job, let us bring our client ID, API key, API secret over here. Let's go back to the browser. And let's go back to our Dhan profile, copy the API key. So this is my API key. Let me paste it here. This is my API secret. Let me paste it here. And I need the client ID. So I'll go to my profile, copy this and come back here and then paste it here. Okay, so this is kind of now set up. Let's hit allow again over here. Keep all the changes that it has done. Now it is finally building it. All right. So sorry guys, my camera died, but I was able to build it and you can see on my screen that the build is successful. And now let us actually run this and see what do we get. So can you run the MCP inspector now? Okay, so something is still happening. Let me stop it. And let's just say, can you run the MCP inspector now? So yes. I'm just going to build it again and run the inspector. npm run inspector is the command. And I should see a new browser coming up. Okay. And now once I hit connect, need to configure authentication. Okay, let's see what's that. Clear auth state. Okay. Something is not working. Okay, so maybe it has not really made any tools for that. Let's see my index.ts. Okay, where is that? Let me minimize this. So this is my first tool. Get login instructions, complete authentication. The tools are there, but environment variables. Okay, so something is not working. Okay, what is that? Okay, let me copy this and let's go back to this Visual Studio Code. Okay, something is stopping it actually. Let's hit allow over here. Okay, so I think it was waiting for us. Okay, I don't really want this. Okay, let's just say cancel over here. Let's go back to our this place over here. Let me hit connect now. Clear authentication state, connect. Oh, can we refresh this? Yes. Let's hit connect now. Check console logs. Okay, so something is not working. Okay, maybe we'll have to try it here. Let's see. Okay, something went wrong here. Not connected. Can you look at the error in the console in the terminal and fix it? Okay, so it says inspector is running. Let me just copy this. This is the error. So what did it do? So now it is rewriting a few things. Probably also changing the logging style. And so instead of console logging, it is now logging on the standard input output. Let's just keep allow. Okay, so now the inspector has started again, and we should see a browser. Let's hit connect now. Maybe let me copy this. So let me copy this and let me paste it here, and let's see. Let's hit connect. I get error message. Copy this. I get this error message now. Let's see what is it saying actually. What did it change? Okay, let us ourselves run the inspector now. npm run inspector. Okay, let's hit connect, and yes. Yeah, so now it is working, and let me start the authentication. I've clicked on the start authentication. Let's run the first tool, and we get a consent app ID. I'm going to copy this, and let's go to the second one. Consent app ID needs to be placed in over here. Let's run the tool. Okay, now I've got this login URL. I'm going to copy this, put it into my browser address bar. I need to enter my login credentials over here. Okay, so I don't have a time-based OTP. I'm going to log in via the normal OTP. I should get the OTP on my phone now. And yes. Okay. Now, this is my token ID over here. I'm going to copy it. Go back to my inspector. Go to my third step. Paste in my token ID and then run the tool again. And yes, now I have got my access token over here. Check auth status, run tool, and I've been authenticated very much successfully. Generated, token ID generated, client info, client ID. So this is my details that it is able to fetch. Cool. I can also reset the authentication. Let's see. Authentication state has been reset. Pretty nice. This is a nice set of tools that it has made. Now, what is after that? I'm able to log into my HP or the Dhan HQ APIs. The system is able to authenticate me. It is able to authenticate, yes, that is Harshit. Okay, so what next? Now we need to fetch in the details like what is my fund balance? What are the positions I'm holding, or what are my, anything that is there in the account, and we can fetch it. So let's go back to this Dhan profile or Dhan documentation over here. And if I come to this funds part over here, there is this margin calculator. And then I also have this fund limit. Get all information of your trading account like balance, margin, utilize, collateral, etc. So I'm going to copy this entire thing from fund limit to this parameters over here. I'm going to copy this, go back to my VS Code over here, and then ask it, thanks, the authentication is now working fine. Now add another tool for getting the account balance. The API details are below. I'm going to paste all of it. I'm not sure if it is going to understand, but I think it should. Let's hit enter now and let's see what happens. So it is great. I'll add it. Let's say keep. So in the authentication, it has added fund limit. Okay. I'm not sure why is that in the authentication, but let it be. Let's hit keep. So over here now it has added this fund limit, get fund limit function. Now this is the base API along with the actual endpoint over here. Okay, let's hit keep. In the index, it has added that import statement for function. And if I come back, okay, let's look at this. And this is my actual tool over here, I think. Yeah. Let's hit allow. I'm going to say keep to all of it. Perfect. The build was successful. The tool is live now. Refresh your browser to see it. Okay. Now let's go back to this MCP inspector over here. Let me refresh it. Okay, so it did not connect. Probably we'll have to run it again. npm inspector. Okay. Yeah. Now let's see. Okay, so let's hit connect. List my tools, start authentication, run the tool, get the consent app, enter the consent app ID here, run the tool again, copy this address, go to a browser address bar, paste it, hit enter, log in, proceed, log in via OTP, and yes, we have got the token ID. I'm going to exchange this token ID for an access token. I have got my access token. It is going to be set. Okay. Now this is my reset authentication. I don't want to do that. I want to get the fund limit and it should pick up my access token. Yes. So client ID is correct. Available balance is 0 because I do not have any balance over there. So that is fine because I just created this account for, just checking if we could actually build an MCP server on the top of Dhan HQ APIs. And so I don't really have any balance over there, but that is fine. So I'm able to get my fund limits or my available balance from this MCP server. What next? Now let's actually try to add this capability of placing a trade over here. Okay, cool. So getting the balance also works. What next? Let's go back and let's look at this orders API. And there is this post order endpoint. Place a new order. Now let's look at this requirement. So this is my curl request. The endpoint is this. It takes an access token and a data, which is a JSON. If I look at the request structure, client ID is there, transaction type, exchange segment, product type, validity, security ID, quantity. Now, where is the trade symbol? Now, so we will be buying a particular trade, right? Maybe for SBI or for some other stock. Now, where is that symbol over here? Okay, so maybe it is just a security ID. Now, what is this security ID? Okay, so this is the security ID. Exchange standard ID for each script. Refer here. So let's see. Okay, so you can fetch instrument list of all instruments which can be traded by Dhan by using below URL. Okay, detailed. This fetches the list of instruments as CSV with security ID and other important details which will help you build. Okay, so let's copy this and let's paste it and let's see what do we get. So we get a CSV and let me open this. Okay, so I have this security ID. No, but I think that is for something else. The symbol name is USD, INR, GBP. No, that is the currency trading thing, I think. We need something else. We need a security ID list for different equities that we have, right? So I should find it somewhere. Okay, but nevertheless, we'll try to find that later. First, let's add this tool of placing an order. So we'll follow the same thing again. I'll copy this from here up till this very end point. Okay, let's do one thing. Now this has got order modification, order cancellation. Now this very page or this very link has got all these endpoints. Let me copy this. Let's head back to our notebook LM and let's add a source, or let me cancel this. Let's create a new notebook. Let me paste that over here. Let's hit enter. So let it do its job here. Okay. Let's hit import to all of this. And now let's ask it to. Okay, so what I want is outline each mentioned API endpoint along with its request and response structure, and then give me a formatted data. So for all the endpoints that we saw over there, it is going to format it, give me the endpoint name, give me the response and request structure. I'm going to copy that, put it into my VS Code, and ask it to create tools for all of them. So order management APIs, come on. It is still working, I think. Okay, so order management endpoints, description 3 of 5. Okay. Nice. So I wanted this kind of thing. I'm going to copy all of it, go back to my VS Code, and add the tools for the below endpoint. Paste it, hit enter. And now we'll see that we get several other tools about order. All right. So I think it has added a few tools now for the order. And I'm going to keep all of it, and let's hit allow over here and let's see what it does. The token expired. Okay, let's say try again. Allow. Okay. All right. Okay, so now it is saying it is going to create a comprehensive summary document. Let's let it do that. Okay, but meanwhile it is doing it, I think we are good to run it also. All right, so now let's open up the npm run inspector and let's see if we get all those tools now. Hit connect, list the tools, and yes, so we are getting place order, modify, cancel, get order by ID. So now we have actually got all the tools that might be required for placing trades via the MCP server. Cool. So this is what we wanted actually, right? So now let's start the authentication, run the tool. I got the consent app ID. Let's copy it, get the login instructions, control command V. Let me run the tool again. And we get this login URL. Let me copy that. On this browser, I'm going to paste it, hit enter. I'll have to log in. And my phone is somewhere else. Let me grab it. Okay, login via OTP. And I shall get the OTP now. And I should get the token ID. Let me copy this. Go back to my inspector. Complete the authentication. Give it the token ID and then run the tool. I've got the access token. And now let's quickly check if I have any fund limit that will actually tell us, okay, this is working. Yes, client ID is correct. Now, let's try to place an order now. So this is my place order. That needs my Dhan client ID, really. It should have picked it up. But nevertheless, let's just go to my environment file over here. Let me copy my client ID. Go back. Paste it here. Correlation ID can be anything. So let's just enter 124456. Transaction type buy. Exchange. Let it be NSE. Product type CNC is equal to delivery. So let's just choose CNC. Order type market. And validity, let it be day. Security ID. Yeah. So we were looking into that, and I just recalled that if you look at this segment wise list, there is this endpoint where you can fetch detailed instrument list of all the instruments in a particular exchange and segment by passing the same in parameter as below. So we are targeting a stock that is listed at NSE, So in this endpoint over here, I need to pass in the exchange segment. So over here, it is going to be NSE and it should give me a file. So let me just remove this. Oops. Okay. So let me remove this, and over here, I'm going to say NSE. Let's hit enter. Okay, so something wrong. Let me copy that again. So for some reason, I'm not able to select that. Let's hit copy and let's come here, Command V, and let's put in NSE. Let's delete this, hit enter. Come on. So exchange segment. So probably I'll have to give it E over here, exchange segment. Okay, so the mapping of the same can be found here. Let's open this link. All right, exchange segment, we want NSE. Okay, so let's put in this NSE EQ and let's see. Yes. So this downloaded something. Let's open that. And yes, I've got the security IDs now. All right, so this is for Gold Star 1 and this is for some other stock. So let me use 100 over here. And let's go back to our inspector. Security ID, let it be 100. Quantity, let it be 1. Price, I'm not sure what's the price over there. But anyhow, let's just do 500. Trigger price 555 or sorry. So trigger price 499. Tool specific metadata, leave it and let's just hit the tool. Okay, so we got some error. Let's look at that. Failed to place an order, internal server error. Let's copy this error message and let's give it to VS Code. I tried to place an order, but it gave me this error. Okay, so something is running. Let me close that and let's hit enter again and let's see what it comes up with. Incorrect parameter format is received by the API. The error is related to token consumer type. Let me update the place order function to include additional required headers at Dhan HQ API expects. Let me add a helper to standardize headers. Let's hit keep. So maybe it needs a fresh documentation or it needs, maybe it didn't really quite. Okay, so we'll check it one more time. If it doesn't work, then we'll give it, this curl request, request structure, the parameters, and everything else. Okay, let's see what it does. Okay, so it's going to modify a few tools now. Let us see. So just keep doing keep for everything and hopefully it shall work. Now, working with agents makes you lazy, but it gets the job done faster. So I prefer that. But of course, if you are doing it in a professional capacity, you will have to be very cautious about what this API or what this agent is writing. You cannot just be blind about whatever it is writing. Okay, so now it is going to create a comprehensive fixed summary document, but I don't really trust it here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it this entire thing, the parameters and the response structure. And this is what the official document on order placement at Dhan says. Ensure that you are following this. Need to hit Command V. Okay. So it is working on something. Let it complete that. Okay, so now it is creating a final summary. I'm going to stop it here and I'm going to send this new prompt so that it could verify that whatever changes it has done to place order MCP tool it is actually going to work. So the endpoint name, it has mentioned wrong. It is v2/orders and it has just done orders. Additional fields are required, enum values difference like stop loss, all these things it has not done. So let's hit keep again. Let's do keep. Yeah, see, so now it previously it didn't added v2 over here. You see here. So now it has added v2. So let's do keep again. Is it changing the same line again? Oh, okay. So at all places, so it didn't really add v2 anywhere. Now it is updating at all those places. Let's keep doing keep everywhere. All right, so now I think it should work. So it has changed some enums also. So maybe Copilot is stuck. It is saying that Copilot has been working on this problem for a while. It can continue to iterate, or you can send a new message to refine your prompt. So I would say please continue on the current request because this is what is the problem at hand. Come on, man, just complete it. All right, so I think it is completed now. What is this grep command? Let's verify the super orders endpoint too, okay? It has now created a summary of the changes. It is now creating a summary of the changes. So meanwhile it is doing it, I think we are good to run it one more time and let's just quickly see if we are able to place an order now. All right. Fine. Let's now quickly test it. npm run inspector. Okay. So let's hit connect. List the tools, start the authentication, run the tool. And here is my consent app ID. Go to step 2. Command V, run the tool. Hit this login URL. Login now. Okay, login via OTP. And now enter the PIN. And we shall get our token ID. Copy that. Go back. Run the tool again. And we get the access token set. Let's check the authentication status. Just redacted. So the result is success. I think it should work. Now get the fund limit. Let's quickly also check that. It's 0. Okay. Now let's place an order. Client ID. It should automatically pick it up, but nevertheless, we'll do that change later. For now, let's copy it ourselves. Transaction type by exchange segment. Let it be NSE product CNC, order type market, validity for a day, security ID 100 as we took it the previous time, quantity let it be 1, price let it be 500, trigger price let it be 499. I'm not really sure what is the price of this security whose ID is 1. I'm just making a wild guess. It should give us something, right? Disclose quantity, let it be 1 again. Nope. Okay, so I'm not sure what these things are, but let's run the tool because these are not actually mandatory. So let me just run the tool. Okay, so market is closed. Want to place an offline order. Cool. So I think it worked this time. It actually went to the correct place. And over there, it figured out that the market is closed. Now, because I'm doing this on a Saturday evening, so yes, the market is closed. Indian markets are closed right now. And if you look at this error message precisely, it says market is closed, want to place an offline order. That means our MCP server is working and it is working just fine. So you can now start the server from VS Code and then integrate it with any LLM tool. let it be Claude, let it be ChatGPT, or any other place which supports MCP servers. And from there, you can just write custom instructions or just prompt it, okay, buy me an order or buy me a SPI stock whose trigger price is this, and keep a stop loss over there, or even use the intelligence that that particular LLM model brings in. You can query historical data if there is a set of APIs that Dhan exposes, which can give you historical data. So you can also create an MCP server the very similar way we did it here. You can also create an MCP server for that and then connect it to your LLM chat agent and build something better out of it. All right, so this is it for this video. Hopefully we'll take it to another level and build something more better out of it. So if you like this video and if you want to see another part of it where it gets even bigger, please subscribe to my channel, like this video, and express your thoughts in the comment section below. Alright guys, this is it for this video. I'll see you in the next one, but until then, you have a good time. Bye bye.